Hello everyone and welcome back to another Train Sim World 2 news video. Now we do actually now have a release date for the Harlem line, and it is going to be very soon. It's going to be next week, the 17th of March. I think it's also the same for the last DLC. It was announced about a week before when it was coming, so brilliant stuff. That seems to be now, well, sort of what's going on. But hustling on the Harlem. So with Train Sim World 2 Harlem Line coming soon, we take a further look at this remarkable and bustling Metro North route. The Harlem Line is one of Metro North commuters' railroad's interlinked Big Three routes, along with MNCR's Hudson and New Haven lines. The Harlem Line serves the pulsing urban areas north and east of New York City, second only to the New Haven Line. The Harlem Line is Metro North's busiest commuter artery, alive for the hustle and bustle of Big Apple railroading. And soon, Harlem Line Grand Central to North White Plains is coming to Train Sim World 2. And yeah, we know it's the 17th of March, I believe, because on Steam, you can pre-order it. It's the 17th of March. The route. As created for Train Sim World 2, the upcoming Harlem Line is from Grand Central Terminal to North White Plains. Route extends from New York City to North White Plains, New York. The line begins at the bumper posts of the legendary Great Central Terminal, located at 42nd Street in Manhattan. Then passes through the Park Avenue Tunnel until at 97th Street it bursts out into the open air and rides atop the Park Avenue Viaduct to Harlem 125th Street Station. So sort of a fairly similar feel then to the Atlantic Terminal on the Long Island Railroad. You sort of start off underground, then come out and go up onto the bridge. Once past 125th Street Station, the route crosses the towering DB movable bridge over the Harlem River to reach Mott Haven, milepost 5.4. So I wonder if that actually will be moving then in the Bronx. Between Great Central Terminal and Mott Haven, Metro North's busy Hudson, Harlem and New Haven lines all share the common trackage. Then at Mott Haven, the MNCR Hudson line diverges. The upcoming Train Sim World 2 route will also include a short stretch of the Hudson line extending to Yankees 153rd Street Station, running largely in open air but below the surrounding street level. The four-track route extends through the Bronx with station stops such as noted Botanical Gardens, home to the famed Bronx Zoo. At Woodlawn Junction, milepost 11.8, the Metro North Harlem and New Haven lines separate, and the Harlem line begins a journey. Much of it's along the Bronx River through a patchwork of urban and suburban territory to White Plains, which is at milepost 22.4. It's about 22 miles, the sort of main stretch. Oh no, and North White Plains, which is 23.9. So yeah, about 24 miles plus the branch line. So yeah, we've got a fair bit there. Electrified throughout via third rail DC power and multi-track Harlem Line Grand Central Terminal to North White Plains will include 18 stations, of which Grand Central Terminal, Harlem 125th Street, and North White Plains are the busiest. And the line will offer a captivating and challenging mix of express, semi-express, and local commuter runs that are brought alive in 5 scenarios and more than 260 timetabled services. And then for the equipment, the upcoming Train Sim World 2 route will also feature 2 generations of the notable Metro North EMU trains, the venerable Budd-constructed M3A and the modern Bombardier-built M7A. Metro North's Harlem and Hudson lines were long owned and operated by the Great New York Central. During the New York Central and later Penn Central years, the Harlem line was host to New York City's own EMUs, the last of which were Railroad Pullman's standard 85-foot-long 4,600 and 4,700 series cars, which arrived in the early to mid-1960s and then served into the Metro North era. In assuming control of the line, the MTA and later Metro North inherited the challenges of replacing the aging ex-New York City equipment. That process began in 1968 with the purchase from the Budd Company of 770 EMUs for use on the Long Island Railroad, which was followed in 1971 with the purchase of 178 similar M1A cars for use on the Harlem and Hudson lines, of which today is Metro North. In the early 80s, more new equipment acquisitions followed, including the M3 for Long Island Railroad and the M3A for Metro North. The M3As were quite similar to the early M1As, and MNCR received 142 8000 series silver and blue clad M3As in 84 to 85. The M3As were constructed in married pairs and train lengths on the Harlem line and are typically up to 8 cars in length, while the M3As will eventually be replaced by the newest M9 cars. The veteran M3As are expected to remain in service for some time. Today's workhorse EMU on the Harlem line is the flat-faced Bombardier-built M7A. Like its predecessors, the M7A is a kindred spirit to Long Island Railroad equipment. In this case, the M7. Long Island's M7s began arriving in 2002, and M7As made their appearance on the Metro North in 2004. 85 feet in length and with a capacity of up to 110 passengers per car, the M7As are equipped with 265 horsepower traction motors on each axle of the 4 axles, and a total of 336 M7As entered service by 2006. Also configured in married pairs and authorised for 80 miles an hour operations on the MNCR, the M7As serve both the Harlem and Hudson lines. With a masterfully created and highly detailed route and 2 generations of EMUs which will offer authentic controls and realistic operating characteristics, together with a BV of timetable services and scenarios, the upcoming Train Some More to Harlem Line route will deliver the full and varied experience of an American commuter railroading around the Big Apple, and it's soon coming to Train Some World 2. And obviously the release date is the 17th of March through that Steam pre-order page. But yeah, what does everyone think? Do put your thoughts in the comments below. Apologies if I was talking a bit quick. Yeah, we've just streamed just beforehand, so the voice is pretty tired. Links can be found in the description to the Discord server, to the PayPal, and to the merch store if you do want to help support the channel. But apart from that, thanks all for coming in, and I hopefully will see you in the next one. See you all, and take care. Bye, guys.